Hello, everybody. This is Justin from Breakout Capital Ventures, and today I'm joined by Alan Green to discuss three stocks. The first one we're going to start with is URU Metals Limited. And this one here, I had a blue box reversal zone down here at 3.04 down to 2.26, which we saw a bounce to the upside, and currently I think with today's trading we've hit around 9.5 pence. Where do I think that's headed? Well, I think that the first point of call here is 12.5 up to 15.2. Once we've broke and held, we get a close above 9 pence. I think that's where the first point of call. And then I've got another target after that, which I think, is quite achievable. So I think you're probably get a bit of turbulence in that first red box, so 12.5 to 15.2. And then once that turbulence is sort of passed, we've got some new bulls on board. I think the next point of call there would be 21.8 to 27.6 pence. That's URU for me. Alan, I'll let you talk about the fundamentals.
Hello, Justin. Okay, so yeah, URU is a company with huge potential, and really interesting to see those price targets there, because that is very much in line with my own thinking. But they're an exploration development company. They own the Zeb nickel project in South Africa's Limpopo province. The project's located on the northern limb of the Bushveld complex, which is close to the platinum mining town of Mokopane. It's a well-serviced mining district that hosts Anglo Platinum's Mogalakwena mine, and also Ivanhoe Mining's Platreef mine, and of course it's got road, power, water in very close proximity. Now the critical zone rocks they identified at the project in the initial work there are the same rocks mined at Platreef and Mogalakwena. The company undertook a PEA, or preliminary economic assessment, in 2012, and that reported inferred and indicated resources, non-JORC of course, totaling over 1.5 billion tons at 0.245 nickel, with an estimated net present value NPV of $317 million. But we've moved on since then. The company has undertaken a recent aerial Spectrum Plus survey. Interesting, those aircraft buffs out there, an old Douglas DC-3 Dakota, which was converted for the task. They mapped multiple laterally persistent conductors, and these all matched the locations of the 2012 survey work. The company's also fulfilled requirements with South Africa's impoundment regulations under Mining Charter 3. Now, that means it can effectively fast track the development. The shares themselves are very tightly held. The CEO is a major shareholder at around 20%. And we've also seen an institutional investor come in a few months ago, investing 420,000, and the company is now really on the radar. But this project is huge, and it's already in an established mining area. So I just think, I think, given the market capitalization currently of about 6 million, it's got a long way to go from here. And your targets, Justin, certainly seem to be to tie in with that.
Yeah, I mean, 300 odd million MPV, and obviously that's going to increase, isn't it? By the sounds of it, that's from 6 million market cap. That's a bargain territory, isn't it? So, yeah, it looks very good. Even though it's had a bit of a run, I think there's still plenty more in that. And as you say, with those sort of figures banded around, that I think we could probably extend those again at some point. So yeah, URU looking very good. Next we're going to do is SVML. So Sovereign Metals. Just get that one up. And this one here is, well, I don't have a blue box reversal zone, but obviously, it's since it's traded there, it's sort of stayed in its range, hasn't it? It's one of those ones that hasn't really gone yet. But I think if we can break and hold above sort of 49 pence level, I think that's going to bring you up to 58, up to 66 pence, and possibly even higher than that. So, it's potential sort of 100% return from there. And that sort of corrective move that you've had from the move there from October 23 all the way up to March 25. We've had a reasonable correction there. So, that could be sort of the lows in the 30 pence level, currently sitting around 37. I don't see why we couldn't break that prior high there, 49, and head towards that target there. So, Alan, I'll let you talk about the fundamentals.
So Sovereign Metals, they are listed in London. They're listed in Australia's ASX market and also the US OTC market. So they have investors all over the world. The company owns the Kasia rutile and graphite project in Malawi, which it discovered in 2019 after identifying a new rutile province in Malawi near to the town of Lilongwe. Now, rutile is the purest, highest grade, naturally occurring titanium feedstock, and of course has multiple uses across a wide range of applications. When you go to the DIY shop and get your brilliant white paint, you'll find that brilliant white paint contains titanium dioxide, which so it's a key. It's key and it's important in so many industries and applications. Now. Kasia is the world's largest natural rutile deposit with 17.9 million tons of contained rutile, and that's nearly double the closest one, which is in Sierra Leone. Actually, Sierra Rutile. It's nearly double the size of that. But Kasia also has 24.4 million tons of contained graphite, which of course is key to both battery metals and the clean energy revolution. There was a very good video this morning on Sky about the application of rare earths and all of the different battery metals, and graphite's key to that. Also, Kasia holds the accolade of being one of only 11 tier 1 mining projects discovered in the last decade. And the district scale of this project has attracted Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto invested 58.8 million and holds a 19.7% stake in the company. So to summarize where the company is at the moment, it's currently optimizing its 2023 PFS or pre-feasibility study. That's currently underway. Given the sheer scale, the district scale of this project, the company's heavily engaged in extensive land rehabilitation and sustainable farming programs. They've increased the maize yield for local farmers there fourfold through the work they've done. And also ARQ Geotech has worked alongside the Sovereign and Rio Tinto Technical Committee to complete a comprehensive infield geotech program, which is taking Kasia a step closer towards completion of the next phase, which of course is the definitive feasibility study, or DFS. A lot of interest from Japan. So Japan's premier titanium metal producer, Toho Titanium, has confirmed Kasia's rutile after tests as suitable for manufacturing high-spec titanium projects critical to aerospace and industrial applications. And in addition to that, the government of Japan has launched a dedicated investment initiative targeting the Nacala Corridor infrastructure. And the Nacala Corridor infrastructure runs from Malawi and close to the Kasia project to the Deepwater port on the coast there. And that strengthens Kasia's strategic position. Now, a lot of investment banks have looked at Sovereign. One is claiming that Sovereign are the next Fortescue Metals, and it's going to multi-bag many times from here. Certainly, the Kasia asset would seem to support that, support the scale up. And obviously, you have Rio Tinto in the background as a major shareholder. Will Rio bid for the company? So all those factors are in the mix. But I think that target there looks entirely realistic, Justin.
Yeah, and just multi-bag from here. I mean, that is more than possible because, as I say, really, it's just been ranging since sort of 22. So for the last 3-4 years, isn't it? Almost. Literally, once it's broken that high there is nothing to stop that. There's no resistance or anything like that. So, it could well go on to multi-bag from where it is at the moment. So, yeah, certainly one to take a look at. And I always like the word district scale. So that is definitely one that I shall be taking a look at. Right. Okay. So I think we'll go to next one is BKS, and the last one for today, Beeks Financial Group. Another really interesting chart. This has had a few waves up, but I've got this blue box here where we sort of started that it rise in September 23. We're always going to find resistance in that blue box there at 251 to 296. We've had a reasonable pullback. I think, in timing terms as well, I think it's looking pretty good for another rise to the upside. I don't have a blue box reversal zone, but for me, from my perspective, that looks a pretty good corrective move. And where do I see that heading? Well, I think it's sort of breaking a hold above 320. And I've got this red box zone up here. I think, break and hold above 320. You're going to activate this red box zone up here at 418 up to 485 and potentially even higher than that. Alan, I'll let you talk about the fundamental.
So this is a really interesting company. Contrary to what a lot of people might think, I know a lot of people looking at small caps tend to focus, particularly given the activity in mining and resources at the moment. That's entirely understandable. But this is a massive cash generator. This company is just, you can see it's been pretty much top right-hand corner stuff all the way. But I think it is. The share price really is snoozing at the moment, and it's ready for a break to the upside. So Beeks provide, they're a leading managed cloud provider, and they work exclusively within capital markets and finance. The company was founded in 2011 by Gordon MacArthur, and Gordon is still a major shareholder in the company, as I'll cover again shortly. And the company delivered growth every single year since its inception. Now employs over 100 members across the globe. The majority are based at the Renfrew office, but the company has data centers all over the world: London, Singapore, New York, and so on. So Gordon MacArthur still owns 32.6% of the shares, which is a huge shareholding for a company at this level. I mean, the company's currently got a market cap of 154 million. Its infrastructure as a service, or IaaS model, is optimized for low latency private cloud computing, connectivity, and analytics, and it provides flexibility to deploy and connect to exchanges and trading venues, and also the public cloud. It's had a stellar 2025. Key major contract wins with Nasdaq, Group Bolsa Mexicana, or BMV, and it's moved more recently into crypto. It's won a major exchange account with Kraken, the crypto exchange. So it's to get into to become an integrated member of these networks takes a huge amount of trust and integrity. And once you're in there, once you're integrated into the system, it's pretty hard to undo that. So this company has exceptionally good revenue visibility, which is a key factor when looking at long-term share price performance. Now, earlier this year, the chairman and the non-exec director both bought shares at 219p. And the company recently earlier this month announced a record set of numbers to the end of June. Full year revenues grew 26% to 35.9 million. The proximity and exchange cloud revenues grew to 10.3 million, and that's up from 3.5 million previously. EBITDA up 27% to 13.6 million. Net cash of 7 million, up from 6.6 million, and that's despite heavy investment from the company from its own cash resources. So no debt, 7 million in the bank, and also the outlook is incredibly strong. The order pipeline is at record strength, and the company is already confident of a strong outcome to the current year, in line with expectations, and it says, quote unquote, great visibility. So every reason for this to break out of its current pattern to break to that new box.
Yeah, I think it looks really good, actually. As I say, I think there's another wave to be had in that one for sure. So in technical terms, that is obviously nothing's guaranteed, but I think that's just readying itself to go attack that prior high, and then it's off to that red box at least. So yeah, another one that looks very good, Alan. Okay, that's brilliant. Well, thanks very much for joining me today, and we shall be back again soon.
Thanks, Justin. Speak soon.